Hello guys, good morning. Today it's Tuesday, May 19th, 2020, and today we're going to work with Witty Reading. Alright, let's read the agenda together. The agenda says theater in Veracruz. We're going to see the theaters in Veracruz, okay, because today's story in the Awesome Reader talks about an important theater that a little girl wants to rescue. So let's learn a little bit more about the theaters, and we're going to see the theaters in Veracruz. The Awesome Reader, okay? We're also going to work in the Awesome Reader story. We got the learning log pages, which are 24, 25, 26, and page 27. And I've got a video that shows you guys what a person does at a theater, any theater. It's a really interesting video too. Alright, so let me show you guys here the theaters in Veracruz. I want you to name a theater in Veracruz. Can you remember one? Yes? I hear you guys participating. Very good. One of the most important theaters is the Clavijero. It's a very, very old theater, and it's beautiful. Okay, it has a really nice view, okay, a scenery view, and many important singers have sang here. So this is a very interesting one, and you guys have danced in here. So this is amazingly fun and at the same time incredible, okay, because you guys have performed on this stage. Now, another one that I'm sure that you guys have performed too is Teatro Clavijero. This is an old theater too, and this is closer to the downtown. Okay, Clavijero goes a little bit more far from downtown, but this one is in the middle of downtown, and it's a very beautiful view too. This theater is old as well, but it's very well it has a really good maintenance, okay? So those are the most popular theaters. We have one in Boca del Rio. It's a smaller one, okay? But these two that are here has lots of history as well as, and you guys have performed on these two theaters. All right, so let's do the Awesome Reader story. Are you guys ready? Let's read it together and learn about today's story. As I said before, it is about a little girl that wants to do something for her community theater. All right, pay attention to the story, guys. I hope that you enjoy it.
Courtney lives in Milford, Delaware. The town is more than 100 years old. There's an old train station, an old boat dock, and many old buildings in town. Courtney loves the Colonial Theater on Warren Street. She's sad because the owner is closing it. Her mother told her, "It's an old theater, and it needs a lot of repairs. The owner can't open it or fix it. He doesn't have the money." Courtney is walking to the library with her mother when they pass the theater. There's a sign on its doors that reads, "Save me." "What does that mean?" Courtney asks. "It will be torn down if no one fixes it." "But the theater is so beautiful," says Courtney. "And it's fun to go to the movies there." Courtney thinks and thinks. "Maybe we can find a way to save the theater. There must be something we can do." Courtney goes to the library. She looks up information about the Colonial Theater. It was built in 1903. Famous people performed on its stage. A very famous magician named the Great Houdini performed there in 1917. In 1958, the theater appeared in a scary movie called The Blob. "What a history!" says Courtney out loud. Then Courtney and her mother decide to go to the town hall. The mayor works there. They think the mayor can help them save the theater. "We want to save the theater," Courtney tells him. So do we, the mayor replies. But the theater needs a lot of repairs. The owner doesn't have the money, so he's going to sell it. Then what is going to happen? Asks Courtney. The mayor frowns. The theater will be torn down and a new building will be built in its place. Courtney cries out, We can't let that happen. We can help or do something, right? People need to show they care about the theater, says the mayor. If the community believes it's important, it can be saved. Courtney gets to work. She has a plan. She asks her friends and neighbors to help. Let's show everyone we are responsible. Let's show how much we care for our neighborhood. Courtney's mother asks local businesses to help. 1 month later, everyone meets at the theater. Courtney's father arrives in a patrol car with flashing lights. He's a police officer. The police close Warren Street to traffic. People march up and down carrying signs. The high school band plays some music. Cheerleaders perform. Girls and boys hand out information on the history of the Colonial Theater. The owner of the corner store gives out free bags of popcorn. Most of the community is there. Courtney has a sheet to sign that says, It isn't impossible. We can do it. People are putting their names on a list under the words, Don't close the Colonial. They are also giving money to help fix the theater. But Courtney wants to do even more. Just then, a newspaper reporter comes by. What's going on here? She asks. Courtney runs over to the reporter. We care about the Colonial Theater. We want to keep it open. We have to try and save it. People should rediscover this amazing place. So the reporter writes a story about Courtney and the theater. The next day, it's on the front page of the newspaper. The theater is special because it's old, says Courtney in the story. It's part of our past. If we lose the theater, we lose a part of our history. Everyone in Milford reads the newspaper story. They agree to save the Colonial Theater. Builders, painters, and many others volunteer to fix up the theater. They even offer money to pay for new seats. The theater will be more than a movie house. It will become a community arts center. It will be a place for live shows, music, and dance. Courtney is glad the Colonial Theater is saved. Now she has a new plan. Someday, I will act on this theater stage.
Alright, so what do you guys think about Save the Colonial story in the Awesome Reader? Don't you think it's interesting? Yes, it is really interesting to see all the work that a little girl did to save her theater, the community theater. Would you do something like that? Alright, let's review the story and see what we catch during the listening, okay? Alright, Save the Colonial is the name of the story. Courtney lives, where does she live? This is Milford. She lives in Milford, Delaware. Okay, so she lives in Delaware. And what's happening there? There is a theater. Okay, what is going on with the theater? The theater is going to be what? Okay, it's going to be destroyed or demolished, okay? Because the owner of the theater doesn't have what? So it's going to be demolished because, sorry guys, because of money. he doesn't have money to pay the theater, okay, the maintenance of the theater. So he cannot fix it. So what is this girl doing? She's trying to save the theater. She's asking her mom for ideas to save it, okay? There is a sign on the door that says save me, okay? What does that mean? That she wants to that it will be turned down, okay, and that Courtney wants to save it. Okay, so the owner doesn't have money. Courtney tries to save it. And how does she tries to save it? There is something she does there. She starts to what? She starts to talk to her mom, investigate there about what happened, okay? And she found that in this theater, many famous people perform there. And there was one that got her attention, that was a magician named Ray Houdini, okay, in 1917. So after she gets involved a little bit more in the story of the theater, Courtney and her mother decide to go to downtown or to the town hall and meet with the major. Okay, so she looks for the major. What happens there? Okay, the major says something. What did he say? He doesn't care, or is he trying to help? What do you guys remember? Yes, I can hear you guys. Come on. Yes, he's willing to help. He said yes. People need to show they care about the theater, okay? And she starts to dig more information and to work out with the support of the major, okay? So he gave her this idea, and Courtney gets to work. She goes back to her town, okay? She goes back to her community, and she asks her friends, okay, to make this neighborhood helping, okay? They decide to make business, or to ask the local business for help, for money to keep the theater. So she looks for the major. He has the idea for help, okay? So she's helping by asking the business people to help to raise money for the theater. After that, okay, her dad arrives to the place, okay, and he's there asking and marching, okay, the same as the little girl. He's supporting his daughter, okay, with this important thing. After they got a help, okay, from the community. It says the owner of the corner store gives out free bags of popcorn, okay? So they are giving information about the story in the theater, and also they are giving a prize to the people that goes and visit there, okay? They're giving popcorn out, they are doing performances, they're asking people for money for help, okay? And after that, they raise money, okay? They also publish in the newspaper by a reporter that is trying to help Courtney to get more support. So she had the idea of helping, which was really good. She did a fundraising, and finally Courtney got a special help, okay? And she received a special help after someone read in the newspaper that the Colonial Theater was going to be demolished, okay? So builders, painters, and many other volunteers tried to fix the theater for free. So after asking for help and publishing in the newspaper, many people decide to say, okay, we're going to help this little girl to save her theater, okay? They don't have money. This is going to be completely free, the help that they are receiving. Now, later on, we're going to work with these pages. Don't worry, we're going back. But before that, okay, I just wanted to make you guys fully and completely understand about the story of the Save the Colonial. So what do you guys think? Don't you think this is an interesting way of saving the places that are important for the history of your community and important for you guys? This was a great idea that the little girl had, okay? She tried to ask for help and she got the help, okay? So she just went to the correct people asking for help. Alright guys, thank you for reviewing with me the story. Now, let's continue by working in the page. And we're going to do the first page together. And the first page is going to be page 24, okay, in the Awesome Reader. So open up your Awesome Reader to page 24. You guys ready? Page 24. Okay, in page 24 it says, number 1, choose the correct word from the box to complete each sentence. Write it on the line provided. Okay, you got 1 through 7 sentences there. Okay, write it on the lines provided. On the spaces that you see there, you guys are going to do activity number 1. Okay, then in activity number 2, it says, have you ever fought to change a situation you thought was wrong or unfair? And remember that when we mean wrong, is when something is not correct, when something is not right. And we went over unfair yesterday, and this is as well something wrong, something that you disagree with. Okay, so it's unfair and wrong are two negative words. Okay, remember, something that happened to you, maybe permission to go to a play. Okay guys, so whatever situation is it that you had in activity number 2, you're gonna write it down on the first line. After you explain the situation in a very easy way to understand, you guys are going to write the action. Did you feel sad? Did you cry? Did you just were careless about the situation? Whatever is it that it was in your action. After that, you're going to take, well, you're going to take 10 minutes. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to work this page, and after the 10 minutes, we're going to check together activity number 1. Alright, so take your time guys. You have 10 minutes to write about your situation and the action that was taken from you, okay, after this situation. Okay, are you guys ready to check? Let's begin by checking here activity number 1. And activity number 1 says choose the correct word from the box to complete each sentence, okay? Write it on the line provided. So we got some spaces, which are going to be the spaces where you guys are going to write your answers. So number 1 is, what is number 1? I'm going to erase activity number 2 from here. And this is activity 1, number 1. Okay, so number 1 says, the head administrator of a city is the, yes, it's the mayor, okay? Very good. The mayor is the chief, the person in charge of a city, okay? And of course, the community in this case. All right, number 2. Number 2, what is a commune? What is the number 2? Yes, I gave you the answer. Community. Very good. Okay, the community, the people who lived in a town, city make up a community. Okay, all the people around your town. Okay, for instance, Boca del Rio. Okay, all that is a community. All right. Then number 3, the place where you go if you need a train is if you need to take a train or a bus in this case, what is it? Very good. A station. A station is where you guys stop, okay? A station where the bus stops. And in this case, a train too. All right, number 4 says, the place where you borrow books from is remember, in this place there are collections and collections of books. What is it? Yes, it is the library. Okay, number 5, the study of past events, it's called the studies of past events. Remember, yesterday we went over that and I said, if you don't want to repeat the past, you must know what happened in the history in the past. Okay, so history. Very good. Number 6 is when you work to change something, when you work to change something, you blank about it. Yes, you care about it. Okay, so you care about it, okay? You protect it, okay? No matter what the situation is. Okay, and number 7, a blank is a building where artists perform or movies are shown. What place is this? Remember, this is all about, yes, in Veracruz, Teatro de la Reforma. Yes, very good, the theater, okay? So in these places here, all of these words are the correct answers for activity number 1. All right, now it's time to work with the next page because activity number 2 was completely your answer. Remember that on this one you have to give your situation and the same as the actions that you took. So we're not going over that one because it's supposed to be your own answer. But we're going over page 25. Okay, that is going to be the next page we are going to work with. This is page 25. Okay. All right, in page 25, we have there, it says, before you read Save the Colonial, think about how the title of the story and question of the week. What does it mean to speak out? What is the meaning to speak out? When you hear the word or the words speak out, what do you think this means? Speak is to talk, and out to make it loud for everybody. So what do you think this is? Speak loud. Very good. To protest, to communicate something, okay? Very good. Remember, one of the words that we went over yesterday was protest, okay, where people speak out something that they do not agree with, like this young lady here. She didn't agree by disappearing the theater. So write your guess below. I'm writing this here, but this is just an example. You guys are going to give me, what do you guys think when you hear the word speak out? Okay, write it down and try to be as specific as you can. Remember, activity number 3 is completely your answer. Okay, this is activity number 3. What do they mean, or what does it mean when they say the word speak out? Okay, I gave you my answer. You write down if you agree with my answer or if you have a different answer. For me, speak out is to protest. Okay, so what do you guys think about it? Do you think it's the same or it's different? You have your ideas, you write them down. All right, on activity number 4. Activity number 4 says, imagine you want to save your favorite park. One of the parks that I really enjoy to go in Veracruz is Plaza Banderas. I don't know if you have seen it. It's a beautiful park where you got the beach or the ocean there, okay? And there are lots of games for children, spaces to go, okay? So for me, I would like to imagine that they want to demolish Plaza Banderas. I would cry if that happened, okay? And I think it was a really good idea that they tried to fix it, and now it looks more beautiful than it was. So imagine that they are trying to demolish. Do you think it is a good idea to ask your friend and family to help you? Discuss 3 advantages of speaking out together and write them below, okay? Let's see. So speaking out means to protest about it. So they're trying to demolish, okay, this park here, and they're trying to demolish it. Now, what would you do? What would you do, okay, to talk about it with your friends? What are 3 main ideas that you have, okay? Advantages of keeping your favorite park. And we're talking about demolishing your favorite park. What are 3 ideas you have about your favorite park? Okay? What are 3 ideas that you want to share with other people for them to not demolish, to destroy your favorite park? Okay? So I said, no, I don't want to destroy my favorite park. What would you do? What is the reason you don't want them to demolish? You and your friends, okay? In this case, it can only be you and your family, okay? If you have a family member that can help you, you may write it with them, okay? Write your ideas. Because it's beautiful, because it's an interesting place, because it has a lot of history, because it's relaxing. What are the 3 ideas? Write them down, okay? It is completely your opinion. I'm giving you guys 10 minutes to work this page, 25. Define what the speak out means, and then write 3 ideas to save your favorite park.